Hi guys, this is MangoFett signing in. Welcome to Tyria. This is Guild Wars 2, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the game I am now going to be covering for my next series of Let's Play Guild Wars 2, which is also going to contain some rather informative, uninformative advice videos from a noob to gaming. Now, Guild Wars 2, let's be clear, is an MMO, and a MMO is a massively multiplayer online game. Now, saying this, you lose lots of hours to MMOs. They are addicting, and hardcore gamers usually flock to them. Casual gamers beware. I am a casual gamer myself, so taking on an MMO for me was quite a challenge because I usually do not put the time or effort into going very far in them. And that's to say a lot of RPGs I don't take the time and effort to go very far in them. I'm always into creating new characters and pursuing new interests every couple of weeks or so. So I move from game to game pretty quickly. But Guild Wars 2 has captured my attention, mainly because it's so packed full of content. I mean, this game has it all. Adventuring, crafting, adventuring, um, battling, more adventuring, chatting, playing with friends, more adventuring, looting, hoarding, lots of hoarding, more adventuring, world bosses, more adventuring, and, of course, more adventuring. This game is packed full of content, and it is not afraid to show it. Um, as all MMOs are. No offense to any of the other MMOs, including World of Warcraft, which is still currently king according to many public opinions. But Guild Wars is putting up a good fight, and I honestly love Guild Wars much better. But that's just my playstyle. It is willing to accept more casual gamers and people who are, well, not so dedicated to the old MMOs, and World of Warcraft has been going on for a long time, so there's a lot of people with nostalgia for World of Warcraft. But more on that later. Let's talk about Guild Wars 2, okay? Now, Guild Wars 2 is set in a mystical land called Tyria, and it's a fantasy setting for which makes for a brilliant RPG. And it incorporates RPG elements like skill unlocks and trait unlocks and customizing your classes for combat and certain situations. It really gets pretty deep in as far as how you approach combat or exploring in general. I mean, you can be wandering on some mountainous path and then get attacked by an ice elemental and you'll be like, what the hell do I do? Do I use a staff, an axe, a dagger? Do I use this ability? Do I summon that creature to help me? It really incorporates a lot of strategy as well. An unbelievable amount of strategy for a casual gamer like me. The essential goal is to reach level 80 in the funnest way possible. A lot of people discourage like extreme leveling, hardcore leveling, which I don't do. I like to take my time with games, uh, explore what I can, do as many side quests as I can. Right now we are looking at my first character, first and only character I may mention. He is a Norn Necromancer, and we will be covering the races when I create a new character just for this Let's Play series. We will be jumping back to my level 43 character to take part in more advanced areas and events that require a higher level. Because surely there are some that accompany more higher levels, and even at level 43 I have a lot more to go. I'm only halfway. And so let's jump into the game, why don't we? I'll discuss the modes of this game and my plans for the near future for this game, and really what I plan to do with the series in general. Um, so we are now going to Holbrook, which is the home territory for the Norn, which is my character's race, and race does play a part in shaping your character's story and where he comes from. And here's an example of how loot has a big, big impact on the game. And I mean, like, we're always happy to get stuff. I just got a bag of luck, and I'm still not sure what luck does, but I just got 800 of it, so I'm happy. Um, this is the inventory. You can see I don't have too much stuff because I try to clear my inventory because you get a lot of loot, and hanging on to it is just a bad thing if you want to keep getting loot, because a full inventory is not a good thing. Then these are the abilities to choose from, and each weapon has its own abilities, and then you have your necromancer abilities right here, which varies by class, and classes will also be covered in the character customization level. Right now we are standing in PvE, and PvE is the default mode. Whenever I mention I'm just doing a casual let's play, or unless I say otherwise, I'm usually adventuring in PvE. And PvE is player versus environment, and that's basically you're against NPCs and hanging with NPCs and other players who are adventuring, like that guy over there. Your guilds can do events here. This is where all the like NPC events happen, so you want to get involved in those, and all your this is where you spend most of your time, to be honest. The second mode is as cool as PvE, and that is World v World. It's basically a battle of servers. Like, I'm in a server right now. A server is basically a way to group players online, and World v World can pit multiple players against each other in a different world setting than in PvE, and it encourages a lot of strategy. Like, you have to take keeps, castles, supply camps, and you got to keep the war effort going. So that's a lot of fun. More on that later. More accompanies the higher level characters, so I will definitely, if I do go into World v World anytime soon, it will be with this character as a necromancer. The last mode I have not tried yet is PvP, which is player versus player, and that is basically player versus player in a smaller setting, like 8v8, I believe. And those are smaller ranked online matches, and they're much shorter in length, and they don't last for weeks on end, and not so much strategy, but there's always strategy to be found, even in RPGs, especially in RPGs. um, so we will be releasing more Guild Wars 2 videos for the playlist, and we will be doing some advice vids. I mean, as much advice as I can possibly offer at my current level. I'm still learning a ton. I just joined a guild. They're giving me some information too. More on guilds later as well. Um, but I'm still learning the game, and I hope to share in that experience with my viewers. So I'll create a new character in the next vid, and we'll start from the beginning and explore this game from its roots. And I have a bit more knowledge going into that than I did going into creating this character, so hopefully it will be more of a success. We will cover the races, we will cover the classes, the essential Guild Wars 2 content. So I am excited to dive into this game, and I hope you guys are too. This is Mango Fett signing out. Subscribe to keep up to date. You do not want to miss these videos. I will try to release as many as I can. Alright, later.